Hello everyone. Today we will start the next class of algae, that is Rhodophyceae. I have written here the characteristics of Rhodophyceae. And you know Rhodophyceae, the members of Rhodophyceae, they are also known as red algae. Why they are said to be red algae? Because of the pigment, the dominant pigment, and that is called R-phycoerythrin. I have written here the main pigment in Rhodophyceae is phycoerythrin, and because of the phycoerythrin, the members, most of the members, they appear red, and that's why they are said to be red algae. The red algae, they are also known as seaweeds. You might be heard about weeds, seaweeds, because so many seaweeds they are used as a food materials, and maximum seaweeds they belong to this class, that is Rhodophyceae. Now regarding the habitat of the Rhodophyceae, where the members of Rhodophyceae they are found, maximum, or you can say the majority of the red algae, they are found into the marine habitat, but still some of the members they are also found into the fresh water. But as I told you, maximum or the majority of the red algae, they are found into the marine habitat, and especially their concentration is found into the warmer areas where too much warm condition is to be there into the water. They flourish too much, or their numbers are more. But the members they are also found into the deepest area also, where little amount of light penetrates. They are also found in the seashores, on the superficial, or you can say on the top level also, where light is too much. Means the members they are adapted well into the area where light comes more, and they are also found into the area where little light penetrates. Now regarding the thallus, what kind of the thallus the body is found into the members of red algae, or you can say Rhodophyceae. Most of the body of the members of Rhodophyceae, they are multicellular, they are macroscopic. We can see them by our naked eye, and the multicellular also ranges from the simple, you can say parenchymatous, to the branched filamentous form. Here two diagrams I have made. This is the Porphyra. The body of the Porphyra is multicellular, made up of so many cells. They look parenchymatous in nature, means all these cells they are made up of parenchymatous tissues. So many cells. The leaf-like structure is found into the case of Porphyra. This is actually called frond. As you know, the frond is the leaf-like structure which synthesize the food by the process of photosynthesis. So Porphyra is multicellular and parenchymatous. One more algae is here, Polysiphonia. and this Polysiphonia is well developed. The algae has so many branches. It has the main axis. From the main axis, you can see so many branches. They are emerged. So overall, the members of, you can say, red algae, the body is well developed. The thallus structure is well developed, prominent. It ranges from the parenchymatous to the branched structure. Now, regarding the cell wall, as you know, all the algae, the nature of cell is eukaryotic. As you know, the eukaryotic cell is well developed cell. Means all the parts of the cell, they are present in the eukaryotic cell. All the cell organelles like mitochondria, chloroplast, endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi apparatus, means all these cell organelles, they are present. Like, as you know, in the case of eukaryotic cell, all these cell organelles are found. Here cell wall is present, and the cell wall is made up of cellulose. All the plant cell wall, they are made up of cellulose. It's very common. But in addition to the cellulose, pectic substance is also found, that is called pectin, and the cellulose and pectin also contains mucopolysaccharides, which is called phycocolloids such as agar, carrageen, etc. Agar, as you know, it is a solidifying agent which is used in the industries for the solidification purpose, to culture the medium, to grow the microbes inside the laboratory condition, to prepare the culture medium. Agar is also found naturally in the cell wall of the algae. So the cell wall is made up of cellulose, pectin, and in addition to the cellulose and pectin, the mucopolysaccharide, this is called phycocolloids. For example, agar is also found. Now, regarding the photosynthetic pigments, as I told you, the red algae, they appear red because of the main pigment that is called phycoerythrin. But in addition to the phycoerythrin, so many other pigments are also found, like chlorophyll A. I have written here chlorophyll A, chlorophyll D, carotenes, xanthophyll, and phycobilenes. Actually, phycoerythrin is a type of phycobilenes, and because of the phycobilenes and especially phycoerythrin, this pigment is dominant pigment. Their concentration is more in comparison to other pigments, and that's why it appears red. So pigmentation is very, very important. All these pigments, their names are very important, and you have to learn. In the case of rhodophycetes, chlorophyll A, chlorophyll D, carotenes, xanthophyll, and phycobilenes are found, and phycobilenes are further divided into the two parts. These are phycoerythrin and phycocyanins. Phycoerythrin is responsible for red color, and phycocyanin, it is responsible for which color? Blue color. And because the phycoerythrin, the red one, is the main pigment, and that's why the majority of the members of this class, they look red, and that's why they are said to be red algae. Now, the reserve food material. As per reserve food material is concerned, the reserve food material is Floridian starch. It's very, very important. that you have to write this name, that what is the reserve food material of algae, rhodophyceae, that is called Floridian starch. It is a kind of starch which is very similar to the amylopectin and glycogen. And as you know, the amylopectin and glycogen both are included into the category of carbohydrates. So Floridian starch is very similar to the amylopectin and glycogen. Now the next one is the reproduction. What do you mean by reproduction? What kind of reproduction takes place in the red algae? The red algae, they reproduce by vegetative means, second asexual, and the third one, that is sexual reproduction. Means all the kinds of reproduction takes place in red algae. Vegetative reproduction takes place by fragmentation and by regeneration. As you know, in the case of fragmentation, what happens in the case of fragmentation? In the fragmentation, the thallus, or you can say the body, is divided into so many segments, so many pieces, and later on each segment, each piece can produce the new organism. And this is a very simple mode of reproduction which takes place in the case of algae. Second, regeneration. In some of the members of the Rhodophyceae, it has been observed that the holdfast is broken down and it can regenerate. The broken part can regenerate into the main thallus, into the main body. What is the difference in between fragmentation and regeneration? Actually, in fragmentation, the special structure is not present, the bud-like structure is not present in the case of fragmentation. Simply the body, the piece or the fragment can produce the new organism. But in the regeneration, a special, you can say the structure must be there which can regenerate into the new organism, into the new body. If that special bud or special structure is absent, then the body is not going to be regenerated. It is not going to produce the new body. But overall, in both of the cases, the body is broken down into so many segments and the piece can produce the new organism. Like the next one is the asexual mode of reproduction. The asexual mode of reproduction here takes place by non-motile spores. As you know, spores, the asexual spores may be motile. The motile spore, this is called actually zoospores. So many times I have been told you. But here the spores are formed, but these spores, they don't have the flagella and they are non-motile and they can produce the new organism. So the asexual reproduction takes place by non-motile spores. As per sexual reproduction is concerned, the sexual reproduction takes place by oogamous type, isogamous and anisogamous. These two mode of reproduction are absent here in the case of Rhodophyceae. Rhodophyceae reproduces by oogamous or by oogamy. In oogamy, the two sex organs, they are produced. The male sex organ, it is called spermatogonium, and the female sex organ, it is called carpogonium. Here the oogamy mode of reproduction is advanced in the members of red algae, because these two sex organs, both these sex organs are well developed. The male sex organ produces the male gamete. The male sex organ is said to be what? Spermatogonium, or you can say antheridium. And inside, suppose this is the antheridium. This is an antheridium, and inside the antheridium, the male gametes are produced, and these male gametes are called spermatium. And these spermatium are non-flagellated. It's very, very important. In other classes, like in Chlorophyceae, Phaeophyceae, oogamous type of reproduction also takes place. But in the members of Chlorophyceae and Phaeophyceae, the male gametes are generally flagellated. They are like this. The flagella are there. But here, the gametes are non-flagellated. They don't have the flagella. And these gametes, they are produced inside a sex organ, and that is called spermatogonium. This whole structure is called spermatogonium, or you can say antheridium. The same like the female sex organ is called carpogonium. Carpogonium, and carpogonium produces the egg. During the process of fertilization, the antheridium, this wall is ruptured. The spermatium, through the wind, they come outside. The spermatium, when it comes into the contact of carpogonium, the spermatium, that is male gamete, can fuse with the egg to form zygote, and zygote can develops into the new thallus, new body. So overall, sexual reproduction takes place by which method? By oogamous type. Here two different sex organs, they are formed. The male sex organ is called antheridium. The female sex organ, it is called here carpogonium. The male sex organ, that is antheridium or spermatogonium, produces spermatia, means the male gametes, and when the male gametes come outside from the antheridium, the male gamete can fuse with the egg to form zygote, and zygote can develop into the new organism. So that's all about the characteristics of Rhodophyceae. Now all the three classes, Chlorophyceae, Phaeophyceae and Rhodophyceae, all these classes I have been taught to you. You make the proper notes. You study in such a way that you can correlate, you can compare between all these classes, that what are the differences in between Chlorophyceae, Phaeophyceae or Phaeophyceae, Rhodophyceae. So comparative studies are very, very important regarding this chapter, and the characteristics, not in NCERT book, the simple characteristics have been given, that what kind of the reserve food material is to be there in a particular class, what kind of thallus is there, what is their habitat, what is their pigmentation. So you prepare the notes in such a way that you will not have any difficulty later on. And a tabular structure has been given in the NCERT book in a tabular form, and so many characteristics have been given, like Chlorophyceae, Phaeophyceae and Rhodophyceae, regarding their common name, the major pigments, the stored food material, the cell wall and their habitat. It's very, very important. Already a table has been given in this chapter in algae. That table, I request you all to go through that NCERT book. You learn and you have to write all these differences in such a way that regarding all these parameters. These are, for example, 3 classes. You will write first of all chlorophyce, then phaeophyce and rhodophyce. Then you have to make the notes in such a way that what is the common name of all these classes. Like chlorophyce, they are known as green algae, as I told you. The phaeophyce, they are also known as brown algae, and the rhodophyce, they are also known as red algae. Then the second difference you have to write regarding the major pigments. These parameters are very, very important. That what are the main pigments in the members of chlorophyce? As I told you, in chlorophyce the main pigments are chlorophyll A and chlorophyll B. What are the major pigments of phaeophyce? Chlorophyll A, chlorophyll C and fucoxanthin. And rhodophyce, what are the main pigments of the rhodophyce? I have written here chlorophyll A, chlorophyll D and phycoerythrin. Other pigments are also there. Now regarding the stored food material, this is the third parameter. Now what is the stored food material of the chlorophyce? Starch. What is the stored food material of phaeophyce? Mannitol or laminarin. And what is the stored food material of the rhodophyce? What I taught you? Floridian starch. Now the next parameter, that is cell wall. As you know, the members of the chlorophyce, their cell wall is made up of cellulose. The brown algae, their cell wall is made up of cellulose and algine. And here the cell wall is made up of cellulose, pectin and the mucopolysaccharide, or you can say phycocolloids. Then regarding the habitat, that what kind of the habitat generally they prefer. Chlorophyce, most of the members, the chlorophyce, mainly they are found into the fresh water, and phaeophyce and rhodophyce, they are found mainly into the marine habitat. So you make a table already given in your NCERT book. You can follow that tabular structure and differentiate the characteristics among all these 3 classes. These are chlorophyce, phaeophyce and rhodophyce. Tomorrow I will teach you the next topic, that is bryophytes. Algae is already completed. So please note down some of the questions related to the topics which I have been covered till the time. Question number 1, please note down. Write the stored food material of red algae. Write the stored food material of red algae. Question number 2. Write the pigmentation of chlorophyce. Write the pigmentation of chlorophyce, phaeophyce and rhodophyce. Question number 3. Write the economic importance of red algae. Write the economic importance of red algae. Question number 4. Question number 4. Write the characteristics of red algae. Write the characteristics of red algae. Any 5. And the last question is describe the mode of reproduction. Describe the mode of reproduction in red algae. Describe the mode of reproduction in red algae. I have given one question regarding the economic importance of algae. I couldn't teach you this topic, but let me to describe. Algae, especially red algae, they are also useful for the human beings. Some of the red algae, they are useful or they are used as a food materials, like Porphyra. This one is the Porphyra, and Porphyra is used as a food material. The red algae, they are also used as a fodder for the cattle. So many, like you can Rhodomania is a algae which is used as a fodder also. Some of the red algae, they are the source of agar. As you know, agar, which is obtained from the Gracilaria, Polysiphonia. So Giladium and Gracilaria, these two algae are the source of agar, and agar is used into the industries for making the ice creams and other product. Agar is also used as a solidifying agent. Agar is used to grow the microbes inside the laboratory condition. And the next one, the carrageen. Carrageen, I have already discussed when I was teaching you the economic importance of algae. The carrageen, it contains the water holding substance, carrageen, and the carrageen is also used to emulsify so many products. It acts as the thickener agent to prepare the ice cream, toothpaste. So carrageen is also very useful product which is obtained from the red algae. So 3 to 4 economic importance you can write from the red algae, that they are useful for the food material, they are used as a food, they are also used as a fodder, they are the source of agar. As you know, agar is used to grow the microbes, and the red algae is also the source of carrageen, which is used into the industries for making ice cream and so many other products. So these are the economic importance of red algae. That's all for today. Tomorrow I will teach you the next topic, that is bryophytes. Thanks.